Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I am your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome an accomplished entrepreneur from India, Mr. Mayank Gangwar. Mayank, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. I feel so proud to being part of the show, and thank you for letting me be the part of the show and sharing my valuable insights.
Thank you. Mayank is the founder and chief executive officer of Genius Words. He's the producer and lead host of a podcast show titled the Dear Paarijaat, and he's an author and a poet. So, Mayank, let's first talk about Genius Words. Tell me about Genius Words and what was your inspiration to start it?
Actually, Genius Words is basically a book and music publishing platform. And when I talk about the inspiration, I started Genius Words because I experienced firsthand the rigid structure and high cost of traditional publishing which prevails in the market. As an author and poet, I wanted to create a platform that made publishing accessible to everyone,
Hmm.
regardless of their financial background or regardless of their expertise in this particular field. The journey has been incredibly rewarding, like filled with both challenges and awards as well. We have grown from a small initiative to a global platform, I would say. It has empowered countless writers to share their voices.
Hmm.
Seeing the impact we have had on writers worldwide, from debut authors to established ones, it makes every obstacle worth it.
Very interesting. And how did you come up with the idea of offering free international book publishing services on over 20 platforms? And tell me a little bit more about the platforms as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, on Genius Words, we publish it on 20 plus platforms. In the Amazon, Bakers and Tailors, Barnes and Nobles, on the other Rakuten Kobo, Smashwords. So there are many platforms on which we publish it on Genius Words specifically. And the idea again, it lies in the democratizing this process to make this process easy and accessible to more and more authors. Because I want to remove all the obstacles for them, like there should be no obstacles just to bring your book in the market and to invest a huge sum of money just to get your book live on the stores. Because as you know, there's a common practice that even if you get a book live on the stores, still it might not make a good amount of sales. So
Mhm.
why that author should incur that huge loss in those things? So that's how I think it started. It made me realize that I need to create some model, and these 20 platforms are already available. What we have done, we have put the expertise together. We have solved all the obstacles to uh, combine all these platforms and create a small, simple basis.
Hmm. Okay. And just tell me or explain to me, Mayank, what is the process? If I've written a book, how do I
Yes,
approach you? What is the process? What do you do for the author?
absolutely. So when we talk about the process, first of all, the author can reach out to us through our social media handles or email or even our website, that is geniuswords.portfolio.com. Secondly, when the author reaches out with the basic structure outline of his book, what we do is we first of all revisit the outline, and if it looks interesting for us, we start working on it. And if there are some loopholes, we suggest the author to change that. Then we reach out to the author back later when the author provides us the final manuscript or even the text-based things, and we convert it into a manuscript. We write the copyright and all, provide the ISBN. It usually takes around 15 to 30 days to get the book in live because it takes time to get the ISBN for the book as well. And we provide them the free cover design. We provide them the marketing. In the marketing aspect, it includes releasing the press releases for the authors, providing them the social media promotions, including the book trailer video, book launch videos, etc.,
Hmm.
and providing them networking with other podcasters, interviewers, etc. That's all.
Because, as I know how difficult it is as a published author to find a publisher. And I think what you're giving to authors is very creditable. But the point is that when I was reading about you, you do this service almost free of charge. Why?
Yeah.
What is the model in this particular case of free international book publishing?
First of all, if we talk about it, we are working on a zero budgeting model, even for the promotions. Like we are using the free models because there are certain websites, newsletters. If your book is worth reading, it would be get selected. Even we have established our own marketing network, like with the help of Dear Paarijaat, which is now listed in 17 plus countries. So it is acting as a promotion for us free of cost. And yeah, we are earning from the revenue. There is ad revenue from Dear Parijat, and for the Genius Work itself, we earn from the royalties, not directly. There's a no cost to the author directly. There's no cost to the artist directly.
Hmm.
We earn only when the book makes a sale. That's a small potential, which most of the traditional publishers do as well, even after charging the huge amount to them, and they charge a particular portion of royalty. That's how we do it.
Okay. So, can you share maybe one or two success stories of authors who published with Genius Words who've become very big?
I would say I worked with Saloni Arya. She's a female author here in India, like a very recent author, and she published a book, Professor Saab, and it has been ranking in the bestsellers many a times. And yeah, it's a great book, and I found her book being listened by many people and all. So that was a great success story. I just reached out to her personally that I believe he could be a great writer, and she provided me all the manuscript and all. And when we published it, it soon turned out to be a great book. Secondly, there's a author which is, I would say, I myself have been a first author. My first book has been released by Genius Work itself. So it was Artistic Yogi, and it has gained huge attention in the market itself. And yeah, I think it's my own personal success story related to this Genius Works, and it was possible to do it. Yeah.
Fascinating. So, let's now talk a little bit about your own writing. What motivates you to write, and how do you find inspiration from your stories?
Well, if I talk about writing, it is my way of expressing my own emotions, my inner world, and it helps me to connect with others. Like is inspiration when we talk about it, it comes from everyday experiences, people I meet, and the stories I hear. I believe everyone has a unique story to tell.
Hmm.
Like there are people whose story is worth listening to, but they are not able to put them into words, and that keeps me motivated to write and share their story and share my own story. My recent book, Never What We Wanna Say, co-written with Duke Lord, it's a wonderful book. It's about the philosophy of life, I would say, and it defines all these emotions because in a human life, it's very natural that we'll go through different emotions. There would be days when we would be happy. There would be days when we would be sad. So I tried to build up all these things into that book. And I say, if you ask me which I have written the best piece, I would say it's Never What We Wanna Say.
Okay. And you spoke a little bit about your book, Artistic Yogi, Journey of a Change Maker, which you said has gained a lot of attention. What message do you hope readers will take away from it?
When I talk about Artistic Yogi, first of all, I would like to tell you what this book is about.
Yeah.
It's kind of a personal memo, and it's a motivational book basically. It's
Hmm.
on the journey of an artistic yogi. Artistic yogi means Mudit Pathak.
Right.
He was a small toy boy. He was my senior in the school. So Mr. Mudit Pathak. Uh, his story is from the ashes to the stars. In the beginning of his life, he faced many discrimination from the people. Uh, yeah, he even tried to commit suicidal attempts many a times. So from that phase, he tried to come up, rise up, and to surround himself. And he's now 8+ world record holders. So that's the journey of the transformation from the that depressed phase to being a world record holder. So I would say it would first of all it would motivate the people. It would tell them how to face the obstacles, how to face the challenges, and definitely be an inspiration for many.
Hmm. Amazing. And what role does music play in your life? And how does it influence your other creative work?
Well, if I talk about music, first of all, music is an art itself, and it connects with many people and the audiences. And the first music which I produced it was on the book itself, Artistic Yogi. There was a song, Artistic Yogi, produced by Grant. I reached out to him at the time of promotions. It helps to people provide the people the basic idea to basic connection with the book and itself. So that's how we do it. We have created many multiple songs, even with the director of Genius Word, that's Prakash Chakravanshi, he's a singer himself. So yeah, that's how I think music for me. works as an antidote for the things. It inspires me to do the things. It motivates me somehow to keep doing, keep moving forward.
Hmm. Okay. And you also have songs like Kinaara, Tera Saath, and Angaar. What is the creative process behind producing songs like these ones?
Actually, I would like to credit the whole process. It is the credit goes to the artists themselves because I have only been the producer of art for this. I have made the songs available on the 200 plus platforms, but the whole efforts, the whole hard works for brainstorming the ideas, writing the lyrics, composing melodies, and then spending hours in the studio refining a song. It all goes to the artists themselves, that is Grant and Mr. Prakash Chakravarti.
Hmm.
And when you talk about it, it takes a collaboration to bring these things together, to bring
Right.
that different talents and perspectives on the same table.
Hmm.
And each song has been a beautiful journey. Every song has been a beautiful learning for us. It is a way of expression of emotion through the song. So yeah,
Hmm.
we love it.
Okay. So, Mayank, let's talk a little bit now about your podcast, Dear Parijat. What inspired you to start Dear Parijat, and how has it evolved since you started?
Well, if I talk about Dear Parijat, it is started recently in January 2024 after my first interview on a podcast, the Duplot Show.
Mhm.
Duplot invited me on his, one of the top rated podcasts, that is the Duplot Show. And after that, I just had an idea to, just for the exploration purpose, I thought I need to start a podcast. And when I began, it started with the poetry. Later, we moved on to the guest interviews. And till date now, it has been listened in 17 plus countries, available on 20 plus platforms. And when we talk about Dear Parijat, it have meaningful conversations about life,
Hmm.
conversations about creativity and personal growth. There are various topics which we have covered. It's a multilingual podcast and multi-genre podcast.
Okay. And how has podcasting influenced all your other creative and entrepreneurial pursuits?
Well, the example of this I would like to give. So, recently there has been a host who invited me on a show. It's Glenn Torres.
Hmm.
The interview is live soon. So we were discussing about this podcasting. We were discussing about the book publishing, and later on we came upon a collaboration. Like he provided me the ebook of his, and he told me, "Man, can you please publish this ebook on various platforms because I am facing a problem. The rigid structure I'm not able to understand and all. So I want you to do this for me." So there are various instances when we derive upon such collaborations, when we drive upon such uh, important projects while just doing the podcasting itself. Like there is another case which is of Lily Petrescu and Harry Satinas. So they are also basically related to the podcasting world. Lily Petrescu has been a guest on the show recently.
Hmm.
So we were discussing the similar thing, and they offered me the opportunity for the ghostwriting. So I would say podcasting definitely expands the network and it opens up the new opportunities for us.
Hmm.
And it has definitely helped me building my communication skills, building my networking with different intelligent individuals and all.
Very interesting. Mike, everyone wants to start their own podcast these days. What advice would you give to aspiring podcasts who want to start their own?
I would like to tell a eye-opening figure. Like I've read it somewhere, I guess it's right that most of the podcasts are closed after the 12 episodes. Like there are most of the podcasts which don't even cross the 12 episode mark. So first of all, I would say consistency is the key. If you really enjoy the process, that's what the time is to start the process. So the process is simple. I would say start with a clear vision of what you want to achieve and who your audience is. Like be authentic and consistent. Like it's not necessary to be niche specific. It should be value addition for the audience. Like it's not necessary you would create a podcast and would release the episode just on motivation.
Hmm.
Whatever you do, it should provide the value to the audience, and definitely it will resonate with the listeners, and it will be a great start. And you should enjoy the process no matter where you are.
Very interesting. So, I have time for two more questions for you. As a social entrepreneur, what causes are you most passionate about, and how do you use your platform uh, for advocacy?
Uh, well, if you talk what causes I'm most passionate about, I would absolutely say it's education and literacy. I'm a passionate author and poet myself, and I love spreading art and culture among the people. And then education. Like with the means of the books, I want to spread education to the people.
Hmm.
As I mentioned, my book, Never What We Want to Say. It's a book about, it includes the fight against discrimination. It includes the topics of discrimination, racism, casteism, etc. So there are many poetries in this book, and there are many essays, stories based on this to tackle these situations. So that's how we do it. Also, we have recently partnered with the International Sibling Society for the awareness of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And I think that's most important thing for the humanity itself. And this is a little way I'm contributing towards the society.
Okay. And my last question to you, what role does, you're an author, you're a poet, you help so many people publish their books. What role does storytelling play in your advocacy and your public speaking?
If we talk about the storytelling, I think it is the center, it is the heart of everything I do.
Hmm.
It's a powerful tool to connect with people and to evoke their emotions and inspire actions. When I share stories, whether through my books, podcast, or public speaking itself, I aim to take complex issues relatable and motivate others to join the cause.
Hmm.
Like there are various ways to narrate the specific issue, to mention a specific issue, and I believe storytelling is the best way to connect with the audience.
Okay. And on that note, Mayank, thank you so much for speaking to me. I think we covered a lot of ground with all the amazing work that you're doing for authors. I think people who are writing will probably not appreciate how difficult it is to find a publisher, and you are actually helping them in the most difficult journey. Sometimes I say it is more difficult to find a publisher than it is to write your book. Uh, Thank you also for speaking to me about all the amazing work you're doing as an author and as a music producer. And thank you for your talking about your podcast. Thank you again and good luck.
Thank you, sir, for having me here, and it was a great memory for me, and I feel so uh, proud to be part of this. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.